I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
You see this? Caused by this fucking movie. That's raw tears. And it's not tears of laughter. It's not tears for fears. Actually, it's from something else. But it might as well be tears from just crying in sadness that a film like this got made. Pledge This. Starring Paris Hilton. You know, the great Paris Hilton. Which, for what I understand, was supposed to be... Technically, this was the first film she did. Then she did that film House of Wax. House of Wax is actually a good movie. Good remake. And Paris Hilton's in it just long enough to... her character get killed. This, on the other hand, is supposed to come out first. But that I guess behind the scenes... Paris Hilton and her group wanted this film to be a PG-13 movie. While others... they filmed nudity scenes in order to make it a rated R movie. Paris Hilton didn't agree to that. There was these delays, and then got released 2006 direct-to-video anyway. This film gets a 1.8 on IMDb, and I can see why, because there's nothing good to say about this movie. Technically, it's National Lampoon's Pledge This. But you notice in posters, National Lampoon's is like this tiny. Like National Lampoon's like this tiny. And then Pledge This. In comparison, you look at this. National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1. National Lampoon, big right there. National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1. And I love this movie. This is actually one of my favorite parodies. This is a good version of a National Lampoon movie. And then you go to the opposite, which is this. I mean, National Lampoon, I know they haven't been worth a shit for a while. But back in the day, when that name was attached, National Lampoon's Animal House, National Lampoon's Vacation, even National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, even National Lampoon's Senior Trip and Last Resort are better than this claptrap fire crotch of a movie. Paris Hilton... what can be said about Paris Hilton that hasn't been said already? She seems like a person that I would never care to know, never care to see, never care to be around with, never care to give a fuck of iota of fucks about her or anything she does. Granted, she never did anything personally to me, so maybe I can't be that harsh on her, but she's a terrible actress. There's a time where she was always in the tabloids. I got fucking tired of hearing about it. And the way her character... technically, her character is a villain, but she never really gets a comeuppance deservedly of a villain. I mean, at the end, there's a fucking pie fight, and she's smiling, throwing pies, and no one hits her with a pie. She's the one who gets the last narration. She's smiling, throwing a pie, freeze frame, nothing on her, looking pristine, and she's vile like a villain, but the way it ends is almost like as if she is one of the heroes as well, or one of the good guys, or one of the stars, how the hell you want to put it. It's like they try to have her get her comeuppance, but then not really. I'll get to that, but I mean, Paris Hilton pledged this more like fuck this, as in fuck this movie. With a rubber hose up your nose, with a fucking clit on your dick, with a fucking mallet in your clout, with a fucking... fucking dump in the ditch, dick in the ditch, where the fuck else you want to go, where the fuck else you want to be, where the fuck else you want to bend over, wherever outhouse you want to shit out, you shit out a movie like this. When I see this type of movie, I don't see any talent behind the camera, I don't see any talent in front of the camera. I mean, your first chunk of the film is Paris Hilton telling us how hot she is and how good she is. Wherever I go, people totally lose it. Oh, that girl's taking a freaking cab instead of a limo? That's not hot. Oh, I can't see my shadow because I'm so thin. Yeah, because there's nothing fucking there, including no personality and no will. And the part of college, doing pledges, looking at these beautiful girls, but she's like, oh, those shoes are expired. You're totally unhot. And they put a bag over this one girl's head. She has a boyfriend who's Rex. Simon Rex, he's been in a few stuff. He was with Charlie Sheen and Scary Movie 3. He's been in a few others. Remember Scary Movie 3? They did the 8 Mile Eminem parody. He was the guy trying to be Eminem. Again, he's one of the stars of Scary Movie 3. He's been in others. And Paris Hilton calls her boyfriend baby dick and a bitch. I'm like, God damn it. Like, yeah, I get that she's supposed to be the villain, but at the same time, it just seems like a fucking wank fest of how great Paris Hilton is. I'm sorry, you're not that fucking great, and you're not that fucking hot, and you're not that fucking beautiful. Oh, you wouldn't fuck her? Well, I didn't say that, but I have a thing for blondes. But you know what? There's plenty of women in the movie that are much hotter, much more beautiful than you, and your rat face. You know, waiting for the cheese. Like, Paris Hilton has the stank face. Like, hey, Paris Hilton, I'm so hot. I'm so hot to twat. Yeah, you are a twat. So hot to twat's right. So, I'd rather get a bunch of fucking buzz spray and huff it than watch this fucking lady try to act for shit. Because even shit's better. So, they're doing pledges. You have this new group of people. We've seen this before. You have the new group of people that's not going to succeed until they do succeed. You have our lead. You have this older lady who... I recognize her. She was in Reno 911. Not the blonde, big-breasted lady in Reno 911, but the more neurotic, crazy lady. I forget the actress's name. She was the character Reno 911 would always do like the weirdest stuff. She's in this as an older lady that's there just wanting to get fucked. There's a joke where she shows her boobs and you see all these bad boob job scars. Because that's funny in this universe, apparently. In this fucking galaxy. More like nuke the site from orbit just to be sure. You have a foreign lady. You have an overweight lady with a southern accent. And a few others that I don't give two shits about. Which honestly, I feel bad for the actresses. I think they're just given shit direction, shit script. Well, you have nothing to work with. What the fuck are you supposed to do? So, either they're teaching the foreign lady how to use a big fucking vibrator. And she say, I like this new American tradition. And she's moaning in her closet because she keeps using the toy. There are random scenes of people fucking, like these 3 people fucking in the stall. And Paris Hilton's like looking in the mirror, looking at them and making out in the stall. And she's saying lines like, oh, I bet he wishes these lips were on him. Fool yourself much? Even fucking Hans Gruber wasn't full of himself as much as you. So an event happens where the fat girl is in the toilet. Well, she's on the toilet. She's going to be pulled into the toilet because in the basement some little kid pressed the wrong way, so the suction happens. Oh, and we get to hear her farting for a while. Then the suction reversal valve. A plumber who thinks he's a fucking Ghostbuster comes up. The girl's like, I can't get, I don't wanna go down this toilet. I don't wanna die like this. And, oh, it's 10.2 on the shitter scale. And the girl gets blasted from the toilet from shit. And shit everywhere. Basically think of the scene in Dumb and Dumber, which is a better movie than this. Where the dad from Full House like, there's shit everywhere. There's shit on the ceiling. There's shit on the walls. Which it wasn't. It was chocolate. But that's a funnier scene and a funnier movie than this. Dumb and Dumber. The prequel of Dumb and Dumber. It's this. The PA even goes, we just had a plumbing emergency causing a fat girl to go sky high. That's literally what he says. So the girls don't have a sorority. They have to find another place to live. So they try to go into a new sorority. There's a montage of them trying out these different sororities. I forget where all... Oh, like there's these naked chicks with leaves on their privates. There's these edgelords that talk about if you die, or if you died, can we be there, or something like that. Oh, Paris Hilton has some parties. One point, a guy pulls down his pants and there's shit on his underwear. Because that's the jokes we have in this. Do you spend much with Paris Hilton, to be perfectly honest? Oh, Simon Rex talking to his girlfriend going, baby, my balls miss your chin. And she's like, oh yeah, lay down, let me tie you up, keep your eyes closed. And she puts shaving cream on his dick. Well, no, whipped cream. Not shaving cream. Whipped cream on his dick. And then puts her little dog on his dick, and he doesn't notice that the dog is licking his dick and balls. Thankfully, we don't see that, thankfully, but he doesn't know it for, like, ever. Oh, my fucking God, man. Just fucking shit. More's Paris Hilton being full of her fucking self. If I wanted to get an A in fashion class, I would have walked in naked. Yeah, A as in for asshole, perhaps, because you're certainly that. So the girls, our leads, try to get into Gamma Gammas, which is Paris Hilton's sorority, and they go through Hell Week. So you don't eat this stuff on your hands and knees. And it's yesterday sushi. Oh, your next task is to find a bunch of used condoms. Simon Rex, who for some reason starts liking our lead girl. Well, she's hot and she's a good girl, so I shouldn't say for no reason, but she... he gives her a whole ball of used condoms, bigger than a basketball. And then she loses that like a minute later. Oh, because she throws out the window. And the one other person I recognize other than Paris Hilton, Lin Shaye, who's in the Insidious films. I got that right because I always fuck up and say the Conjuring films. But no, she's the psychic lady in the Insidious films. She was also in that shitty The Grudge movie, but even that's better than this, sad to say. And Lin Shaye, she's related to Bob Shaye, who ran New Line Cinema, so Lin Shaye would always get these cameos in like some of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, among others. And used condoms start falling on her head. I'm like, Lin Shaye's better than this. Why is she in this? So they start losing in Hellweek. They want to find another place to live. They talk to a guy named Buford, who tells them of a place. Someone goes, hey, great. And then you have this awkward fade to black, where this conversation, one goes, hey, great. Fade to black. There's not one other fucking fade in, fade out scene in the movie. So out of the blue, I'm like, did something fuck up? Oh no, just this awkward fade. Like literally fade to black and then reappear. I'm like, what kind of direction is that? Never before, never since is there fade out. And just awkward, out of place. I went, is something wrong? Did something fuck up? No. So they're on this house. It's a houseboat. Just tugged away. Because it's now floating in the water. And I'm skipping stuff. Like the girls had to be all in one bathroom as part of Hell Week. And the foreign lady is still using the fucking toy. Stuff like that. Someone convinces them to come back, try for Hell Week again. They get humiliated and hit with a bunch of fucking paintballs. So then there's this party for this FHM magazine that Paris Hilton's going to be on the cover, and she's on the cover, and the characters decided to get comeuppance on her, was just posting a bunch of pictures on her. Like her and someone else spitting in some food, her being a bitch at one point, showing some ugly school pictures. And she gets upset for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And then she makes this big speech. Then people are like, yeah. And then it seems like her and the others are fine. And then her subordinate, who seems the lesser villain, and is like, oh, you told me to do this, now you told me to do that. And this little kid comes up and says, shut up, not to Paris Hilton, but to the other girl. I'm like, if there's someone to say Paris Hilton and throw a pie in the face, it should be Paris fucking Hilton, not this other girl. So, no one tells Paris Hilton, fuck you, or fuck this, or shut the fuck up, or put a dick in your mouth and smile. No one throws a pie in her face. In fact, everyone else is throwing pie at everyone else, but nope, no pie on her body, no pie on her face. And she's like, so I made a nice speech, and I'm doing all this, and doing all that, and what happened to me? Why I like the cover of FHM so much, I bought the magazine. So, yeah, that's a great comeuppance for your villain. She's happy, she's smiling, she's throwing pies with nothing on her, happy as can be, and the dialogue says she bought the magazine. So she's successful, there's no humiliation physically with a simple pie on the face. I mean, this is so much of an egotistical fucking movie for Paris Hilton to jerk off to Paris Hilton. Characters suck. You barely get to know the characters. The little bits you do is either typical, stereotypical, bottom of the barrel characterizations. There's the fat girl, she's southern, she's fat, and she farts on the toilet. There's the foreign, she's foreign, she's wide-eyed. Oh my god, America, America, what's this? I don't know what a vibrator is. Oh my god, because apparently people in foreign lands don't know anything about fucking sex or sex toys. They don't know anything about sex or sex toys. They think it's just whatever. Shit in pants, dog licking a guy's balls and cock, girl being blasted from the toilet with shit everywhere, a big ball of used condoms. That's your fucking comedy. That's your fucking comedy. Gee, I wonder why this got a 1.8. I fucking wonder why. There's nothing good to say about it. Direction-wise, I mentioned that awkward fade out, fade to black for a second or two, then we're back. I'm like, it's like someone made a mistake and they didn't fix it. Rated R because of the stupid humor, and there's some nudity. I didn't like the one girls with the leaves on their privates, but then their titties are out. Go watch a porn if you want to see that. And Simon Rex gets with the lead girl, and Paris Hilton makes out pretty much fine. So it doesn't even do that right with the story. Like, this is a girl that you have no reason to like, every reason to hate with how full of herself she is. She didn't learn any lessons. She didn't seem like she learned any fucking lesson. She still made it all about herself. Oh, I made a big speech and I bought the FHM magazine. It's all about her still. And just, as a comedy, it's not funny. As a story, it fails. It doesn't put together any semblance of character arcs or motivations or even a comeuppance of your fucking villain character. It's like the movie was too stupid enough it didn't realize that Paris Hilton was, well, she did bad things, but she's not a villain. Yes, she is. Oh my god, just fuck this movie, man. Just just take this and floss your asshole. You floss your asshole, you put it in your mouth, same taste you did watch this fucking movie. Shit. Shit tea. Pledge this. Fuck that. How about them apples? Later.